Hey everybody, welcome to Group Chat. It's everyone's favorite type of episode. All three of us in the studio.
Yep.
I would also say great combination. Not really any arguing this episode, unfortunately. So if you're into the arguments, we're all pretty friendly.
Anand has just gone full MAGA. So
Yeah, Anand really turned a corner. I don't know what happened, but he almost let some words slip out of his mouth that were very...
Yeah.
It's all because
Let's just say he's very excited about Barbie.
Yeah, he's very excited about Barbie. And he has, he's very Florida man when it comes to Disney.
Yeah.
That's not true.
So things
Both
have
are
changed.
false. And
you are excited about Barbie.
I'm excited about Barbie.
So that's not false. So stop
Oh,
lying.
yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so very peaceful episode, but good combo of...
It might not be peaceful in the intro.
You're right. Never mind. Here, we're going to argue real quick. Good combo of news and banter, I would say.
Yeah.
Great episode. I think you guys will love it. It'll get you all geared up for the week ahead. You guys ready?
Let's go. And the boys have a...
Boys have one coming. All right, here we go.
Cash.
Ladies and gentlemen, Group Chat.
Cash.
It's $1 trillion. Hot.
All right, so we're opening up the episode with more beef with the boys.
The boys.
The saga continues.
Boys are hot.
The boys are hot. And, I respect the boys. But
It doesn't sound like it.
I want to like...
Well, no, Anand respects the boys. The boys don't respect
that's the
Anand.
problem.
Yes.
That's the problem.
I have no... They don't respect me.
Yeah.
They don't. The youth doesn't respect your elders anymore.
Yeah, that's true.
They spit on them.
So someone that will keep anonymous was throwing a very cool party on Saturday night in Hollywood.
Like a private party.
Private party.
Okay.
And I was telling Javier all week, I was like, the boys should pull up. I was like, I'm not going to be able to pull up, but you should.
Well, why'd you tell them?
Even after they shined you.
Yeah,
After
you're
they
an
shined me.
idiot.
Wow.
No, I just want
Fool
to be
me
like...
once. Shame on you. Fool me twice.
Shame on...
But the
how
point
the
is,
saying
I'm
goes.
trying to contribute to the boys. Like, keep the boys going. They need to expand from Venice. They can't just be in Venice.
But I thought after last weekend, you might want to pump the brakes on the boys.
No, I just want to show you my generosity.
Got it. So you're not a hater. You
Not
don't
a
hold
hater.
grudges.
Like, whatever. You diss me, 3 times a year. It's fine.
Yep.
I still want to, support you and in your endeavors.
Yeah.
So the boys pull up to this party in Hollywood.
Yep.
A very exclusive party.
Is it at a nightlife venue or a private residence?
No, it's a nightlife venue.
Okay.
Bar.
Okay.
Can we say the name or no? Pourvu.
What's that?
It's in Hollywood. It's a
Oh, wow.
lounge.
I have beef with that place.
Yeah, I know.
I have historical beef with that
Lots of
place.
beef on today's episode. For 2 vegetarians, you guys have a lot of
I
beef.
have a lot of beef with that place.
My last experience at Pourvu was 15 years ago, and Dee and Eric Deluxe tried to get in a fight with the bouncer.
Oh, you still have
they
beef
have like
from
a
then?
dress code.
Yeah, they had to wear the coat.
They
Sounds like a
literally,
country
I was
club.
like, what am I, Steve Harvey? I'm not wearing this fucking
Sounds
suit.
like you maybe you shouldn't start golfing then, because that's everywhere you go.
Ironically, before you go to the boys, I was in New York and we had to go to Casa. We went to drinks at Casa Cipriani and wearing t-shirts and a hat. Take my hat off, and then they're like, "You got to wear a blazer. You have a collar." And I was like, "All right, give me the ugliest suit you got then."
Wait, they have the clothes for you though.
Of course,
That's pretty nice.
okay.
In
So
the
then,
back, like people that left it or something?
what?
Is it like the lost and found or something?
Yeah, it's disgusting,
Yeah.
right? So I'm like, give me the ugliest thing.
That's
and I'm
worse
wearing,
than a t-shirt.
Yes.
Like what world do we live in where that is not worse than
What's
a t-shirt?
even funnier, so it's me and Michael Katz. We walk in, we're wearing our blazers looking like fucking idiots. And I was like, whatever, it's an odd hour of the night on a weekday. I'm not going to run into anyone. As soon as I walk to the bar, boom, I see Jay Lux. He's wearing the
Oh
stupid
my
fucking
God.
blazer too.
Is he wearing
and I was
a
like,
hand-out
I know
blazer?
that blazer. He's like, I'm wearing it too.
That's so
So
good.
the LA
Go for
guys
it.
look like clowns.
Yes,
Stupid.
with clowns.
Yeah.
Okay, go for
So,
it.
anyways, it's a hot party.
Okay.
And it's 11:15 last night. I'm about to go to sleep, and he's on his way. The boys are on the way to the party.
How many boys?
Just one.
One boy.
One boy.
Yep.
Just Hav and
Oh,
one
two
boy.
boys. Two
Well, no,
boys.
he-
right
he
here.
was already
from,
there.
From,
He
from
was
the
already
audience, we have two boys coming.
But were you with Hav or no?
He was
Okay,
part
okay.
of the organization
Yeah, got
of
it.
the
Yeah.
event.
Yeah.
And
Hosting committee.
Got it.
And so I texted them. I put them on thread, and I was like, "Look, I'm probably 10 minutes away from falling asleep.
Yep.
Here's the contact. I want the boys to enjoy the night.
Good luck.
Godspeed."
Okay.
Right? Hob gets in via our anonymous friend.
Yeah. Was he
And-
the contact?
Yes.
Okay, got it.
Okay.
And SZA was there, Benny Blanco, Bronny, Little Dicky, Kid Leroy,
And the boy.
and the boy.
And the boy. 2 boys.
2 boys.
And
3
got in without a
I
problem.
think there was a little situation.
Okay, little problem, whatever. But
I woke up to some text messages between our contact
Yeah.
and the boy.
Yeah.
But
the
he was
feedback we
fine.
got from the contact is he was very sweaty.
Very sweaty.
So he
he had
must
the
have had a
time of his
blast.
life, and I don't think he slept last night. He
He's
had
not
breakfast. I texted him at 7:30 in the morning. I was like, "Did you get in?" And he's like, "I haven't slept. I have breakfast with my parents right now."
And he's not here.
And he's not here.
No, that's good.
Okay,
Good story.
so what do you think is like the takeaway?
The
That
takeaway is that I'm just like
You're a man
a
of the people.
philanthropic person.
yeah, you're man of the people.
Big charity guy.
Yeah.
I'm
So
charity.
is the boy a charity case?
I think he might be.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm just like, hey.
So
and
you're Make-A-Wish Foundation, and
'cause
he's
I
the
kept
poor.
telling
Yeah.
him,
He's the poor minority that you're getting into parties.
when I heard about this party, but when I heard about this party, I wanted to tell the boy, Javier, you don't experience things like this.
Yeah.
I know what you do at Waterfront and the Victorian.
LeBron's.
I took him to Coachella. He lost his shit.
He got the taste of that.
Yeah.
Javier's been to Puff Daddy's house 8 a.m. He understands what the real boys can deliver.
Yeah.
So
I feel
want
like you might have done this a little bit to punk him.
you think?
I saw your
it's a
eyes
flex?
light up when
You
I
think
said
it's a
that.
flex?
I saw his
Yeah.
smile. It's like, by the way, your stupid little party that you wouldn't let me in. These are the type of parties I go to sleep. I don't even go to. I was tired. I think you flexed on him a little.
You might
So,
be right.
so Javier's just gonna flex into every hot party.
Yeah.
In the next
He's
year.
gonna keep shining you and be like, "Hey, man, anything you want to prove?"
Yeah.
There's a hot ESPYs party.
By the
this
way,
weekend.
ESPYs and Oscars, Grammys are coming up.
Yeah, I
Whoa.
should have gone to the uninterrupted party. Damn it, that looked hot. Quavo.
Yeah. And then
Amazing.
you also explored the world of boys?
I had an interesting, call it 6-7 hours of no wife and kids today. They went down to my in-laws to go swimming and hang out with them. And because of timing and stuff I had to do, like I couldn't go. So they left the house at like 11:15. And I was like, I wanted to go for a run. And I was like, yeah, it's kind of hot out. I was like, I'm going to go to the beach.
just impromptu.
And I text Ryan Tierney from Lo Ciento and Taylor from Feet, and I was like, hey, you guys want to go for a run?
Does Taylor live down there now?
Yeah.
Okay, got it.
And I hit Taylor and them, and Taylor's like, yeah, come meet me on Main Street. And so I meet him, and he ends up being busy. Brian and I go for a run, go through Venice, Santa Monica. The weather, it was cloudy. It was so goddamn crowded. It was wild. It was really hard to run.
Yeah.
And then finally, I was like, you know what? Let's go. I have 2.5 hours. Give me Venice in 2.5 hours.
I mean, that must feel like a week-long vacation at this point.
I literally was like, I was walking on Abbot Kinney it was the 3 of us. I was like, man, I feel like I'm 26 years old right now.
Yeah.
Just walking around carefree, not a care in
What's
the
the
world.
vibe?
What?
It's slammed.
It is really, I feel bad for West Hollywood. West Hollywood has really
Yeah.
fallen off.
Yeah, I
Really?
I actually think club culture is kind of in LA
I agree.
declined.
Not forget club culture. It just
No, but that's all West Hollywood is, right?
no,
There's
not,
no bars.
not used to be that. It used to be something very different.
What was the bar in Santa Monica and Crescent Heights that we used to
Hudson?
always? Yeah,
Yeah, but I mean, it was like there was places you can go hang out, and it was unfortunately West Hollywood and that whole neighborhood is very much like you have to be in the know and you have to have money,
Mhm.
and so
Yeah.
it's great if you know the people and you have money. It's phenomenal. It's probably still the best place to hang out.
I feel like the youth doesn't go to clubs as much.
No,
I don't
yeah,
think
and
so.
when you go to, and then when I was in Venice, we went to Bell's Beach House and Gran Blanco and whatever, some other spot.
It's like little hangs.
It just hangs.
Yeah.
It's fun. It's super casual.
Yep.
It's not like uptight, and you could dress. You don't have to wear a fucking blazer. to go out.
It annoys me to no
felt
end.
like it felt like where all the young people were hanging.
Yeah.
And even the waterfront, it was like a line of
Did you go to the waterfront?
No, I couldn't do that, but it was too crazy. But still,
Like, who's at the nightclubs? Because they're still packed.
I think it's weed guys. Weed
No.
guys are the table buyers.
no, I mean, we know every rich guy that was at the nightclub 20 years ago is still there.
Well,
100%.
I think there's one rich guy. No, I think it's one rich guy.
No.
I know who you're talking about. It's one rich guy,
No.
and it's weed guys.
No, it's the same guys. If
And
you
it used
ask,
to be the crypto guys and the weed guys. Now it's just the weed guys.
no, it's the same rich guys from 20 years ago. I think
Our
there's-
anonymous guest
our anonymous guest.
is in.
Wait, he's kind of hinting at me being right.
yes, I'm not denying there's a lot of weed guys. I think they're the ones buying the tables.
I think it's weed guys, rappers, and athletes are at the clubs,
Yeah.
and then the young 25-year-old LA.
Weird old dude.
Name a brand.
Get the mic.
Yeah.
Get the mic to you.
So we're still welcome.
No,
Got
but I don't think the 20 like when I was 25, it was fun to go to the club. I don't think the 25-year-old today thinks it's fun to go to
Well,
a club.
yeah, I mean,
It's
if you
not the
think
same, I
about
don't
it,
think.
you have to spend $5,000. You're just like, it's not your vibe. You're just not going to do
All
it.
these kids are rich. All these kids are like streaming and TikToking and OnlyFanning. They have the money. I just feel like they're like doing house parties and shit now.
Yeah, I think those kids definitely, like Hollywood kids, sure. But I think if you're like a guy or girl that has a job and you're 25 years old, I
probably
think
the
going to the West Side is probably more fun than going anywhere in
Which
West
is
Hollywood.
crazy because it's a total transition from when we were here
Yeah.
15, 20 years ago.
Yeah.
The West Side was like, oh, you're going to die there. Now it's
Yeah.
like where it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, and like
It's totally different.
the amount of restaurants and coffee shops and just, I don't know, there's a lot of really cool places that, I mean, I don't, it's so far from me, so I'm never going there.
Yeah.
But today I got to like walk around, like Abbott Kinney is so slammed.
Really.
Slammed.
Yeah. So you think Abbott Kinney is like the newer, cooler West Hollywood?
Yeah. Oh, it definitely is. There's no doubt. Like every restaurant, you were waiting for hours. There were so many lines of people just everywhere waiting. And obviously it's the summer, so I assume it's a little bit more crowded.
Yeah.
But even Main Street in Santa Monica was crowded. Just they did a good job of just like attracting like.
And
there's also decent places to eat and hang out.
But they actually weathered the storm because there was a massive homeless crime situation that was going on in Venice.
Did they clean it up?
I don't know.
They didn't clean it
there.
up.
Yeah.
It's there. But it's
I parked kind of far from our last group chat meetup, and I walked with Deluxe to his car, then I walked all the way to my car, and it was like pretty. I mean, obviously it was
they haven't
midnight,
cleaned anything up.
but it was a little sketchy.
Yeah.
But that was midnight, so for the sake of the
So
listener.
despite the sketchiness, the youth don't care.
Yeah, the youth doesn't care about sketchiness. They just want to have a good time.
Yeah, I think they're just used to it. They're just raised in it.
Yeah.
They're normal.
You're raised in filth.
They're way.
You can get drunk in filth.
But I mean, props to them too, because it's not really like buy anything else. Like if you're in Venice, you're in Venice.
Yeah, it's
You're not like
Venice-
hopping around.
It's isolated. But what's interesting was when I was with Ryan and Taylor, they were like, you can walk to this restaurant, then go to a bar and blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
And there was a little bit of that in West Hollywood, 10, 15 years ago, but it's basically gone.
Mhm.
And it's, if you don't know the right person, you can't get anywhere in West Hollywood.
Yeah.
It just kind of sucks.
And Abbott Kinney feels a little bit more, as long as you're willing to wait, you can walk in.
Yeah, we walked into 3 places pretty easily.
You had a day.
So you had a full 20s.
I would say
20s
it's like, I had like a 5-hour action packed.
Yeah.
Boom, 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 back out.
That's good.
Yeah, I feel like I learned from golfing how big a day off without the wife and kids is. There's a lot of that on the course. And I really didn't understand
You don't appreciate it. Yeah.
That's good. And then Anand, what about your boy, your tennis guy? I got to tune into that. I know nothing about him.
So
I know you talked about it on Friday.
There was I think it was probably the most anticipated match since probably like Federer Djokovic 2019 at Wimbledon.
Mm-hmm.
It was Djokovic versus Carlos Alcaraz. So Carlos Alcaraz is the number 1 seed in the world. He's 20 years old. He has 1 Grand Slam. Djokovic has 24 Grand Slams.
How old is Djokovic?
36.
Jesus.
And so there's a 16-year gap. And Djokovic has won the first 2 Grand Slams of this year. So he's already won the Australian.
Yeah.
He's won the French. And then, he's playing Wimbledon.
Yeah.
And it was like just one of these like epic matches. So I woke up pretty early because, I wasn't with the boys last night. So I was able to wake up and watch Wimbledon. And, I wake up at like 6:15, 6:30. It's already 5-1. Djokovic is up. And I'm like, oh, this is over.
Yeah.
Like this guy's just going to roll over. This 20-year-old Gen Z pussy is going to roll over, right?
Yeah.
And then
Is he American?
He's Spanish.
That's why he came back and whooped his ass.
Yeah.
He's not American. That's the problem.
Yeah.
And then, so, I was locked in. I'm texting in our threads and like, I actually lost a bet.
Yeah.
Did you bet on Djokovic?
Yeah.
Anand was so cocky about Djokovic, this, that,
Wow.
John and
But you
Brian.
were so big on your
I know.
guy.
I love Alcaraz, but
You bailed.
no, but
You got cold feet.
my point was I was betting against Gen Z.
Yeah.
So I was like, Djokovic.
You should bet against American Gen Z.
Yeah, that's fine.
You gotta be very particular.
Yeah.
Maybe I was a little off on that.
Yeah.
So John and I bet a Nobu lunch with the group. So D, Brian, Mikey, John. So it's gonna be expensive lunch.
Yeah. We like to, expensive taste.
Did you?
I love
Who
Wagyu.
lost the last one of those?
D's lost so many. I don't even think he pays.
Okay.
No, I don't pay.
You don't have a wallet. I lost my wallet.
How am I supposed to pay? I have no money.
I just added. I swear.
I
And,
forgot to pay the last one.
Djokovic is minus 200. He's a heavy favorite, so it's a bad bet for John.
Yeah.
But he bet Alcaraz, and what was so fascinating was the second set. There was a tiebreak, and pretty much if Djokovic wins this tiebreak, it's 4-4.
Yeah.
You have like 2 points, and the match is over if
Yeah.
Djokovic wins this.
I think he was down 4-1 too. In
no,
the
no,
tiebreaker.
3-1,
yeah.
maybe, yeah. But
Yeah.
it was 4-4.
Yeah.
And it was basically like, this is nut crunch time. It's basically like, can you show up?
Yeah.
And he showed up and fucking beat Djokovic. It was
Wow.
fucking crazy.
Yeah.
20-year-old kid. The whole and the crowd flipped. In the beginning, everyone was saying Novak. And in the end, everyone was like, he kept doing the ear thing, like
Yeah.
Carlos.
Yeah.
Like, it was crazy. And like, I
That's
have
a
so
cool
much
moment.
respect for this kid. He's 20 years old, and I lost the bet. I'll own the bet.
Yeah.
And it's cool to see, like, I mean, dude, he's 20 years old. Like,
Yeah.
how old's Dom?
5,
19.
15 years.
Yeah.
Can you imagine him
Yeah.
being at Wimbledon?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Going like,
But
with
by
his
the way,
ear,
he was-
like,
last year he won.
yeah,
He won the U.S. Open.
he was open
Yeah,
at 19.
19, yeah.
Like,
Yeah, I have
think
a feeling he
about
didn't
that.
get many participation
Like, think about, like,
trophies.
there's probably a lot. There's a lot of parents.
Just won them.
There's a lot of parents that listen to this podcast, right?
Yeah.
Like, you may have a 12-year-old. Imagine 8 years.
Yeah.
You're at Wimbledon.
I can't
Yeah.
imagine it. It's so wild.
I
20
think
years old feels so young now.
20 feels insane.
And the poise he had, and he was able to, like,
But he
that's
was
his,
groomed.
that's his
Swagger.
move.
But you have to
Yeah.
remember, like, because he
And
was
like the King of Spain was there
yeah.
to watch him. Brad Pitt looks incredible. What the hell is Brad Pitt
Oh,
doing?
he just has the founding.
It's also like
Isn't he 60?
yeah, but he has plastic surgery, he's Botox. You're just an idiot. You think people just look like that?
Brad Pitt was like what the most impressive part of the Wimbledon
Yes,
final.
I
He's the
looked
real
at him
winner.
and I
I
was
looked
like,
at him and
man,
said, Jesus
that is one good-looking guy.
That's the winner.
Because like you see, like what's the homie, the Prince? What's his name?
Prince William.
My God,
He's
this guy's
my
a
age.
fucking
He looks
train.
like he's 60.
Is he weathered?
He looks like he's 60.
He looks like George Costanza.
Yeah. You need the
You're
Brad.
the fucking prince
You're a
of
billionaire.
England.
You're a billionaire.
I agree.
How can you not buy hair?
I think that's kind of the vibe, though, right?
What,
You're
just look
supposed
like
to
a schmuck?
yeah. They all look like schmucks.
No, royal
Royalty,
family.
I think you're supposed to be fat
There's-
and bald and fucking
There's
just draped
nothing.
in.
There's
you
nothing
know,
aspirational
velvet.
about Prince William.
No, when I said like,
No.
well, I
They're
would,
over. The night's over.
I think,
he gave
I
up.
think, I think
Yeah,
that
it's
was
over,
the
yeah.
signal that it was over.
It's
When
over.
I
Maybe
saw him, I
that's
was
his
like,
whole thing. He's
Yeah.
so ahead of his time. He's like, you know what? I want to signal to everyone that this shit's a wrap.
It's over. No
when
one
my
cares.
dad passes and I'm the king,
Yeah.
I'm putting it into.
Yeah.
I mean, if you saw him as your king, you'd be like, well, he's my king?
Yeah.
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 King of what?
He's over. He doesn't even believe it.
Yeah,
He doesn't even believe he's a king.
yeah. It
And
was.
there's
or
like
gonna
Hugh
be.
Jackman, Idris Elba. Like, it was a fun event to just kind of watch.
It was good. It was fun.
You want to know what else I saw? This wasn't on our news report, but actually our mystery guest knows a lot about this too, or our secret friend. I don't know why we made him the secret friend.
Secret
Now he is. I just watched a clip before I came over here that it was Aiden Ross on a podcast talking about how salary, not endorsements. He will make more than LeBron James this year.
Oh my God.
Because of his streaming deal with Kick. By a lot, says our mystery guest,
Wow.
who knows very intimately the deal structure. Which I think he said LeBron makes like $44 million a year or something.
Yeah.
He's like,
that's insane.
so as we've talked about kids getting soft in sports and why would you want to go to basketball practice,
yeah, well,
it's because of that.
better to be Aiden Ross.
You know what Aiden Ross does is, just in case you guys aren't clear, or maybe our listeners, sits in front of a camera and live streams just whatever comes to mind. Now, he's an amazing entertainer. I'm not taking anything away from him. But if you're a kid watching and you watch LeBron like breaking himself, and he's obviously the biggest, and then you watch Aiden Ross like shaving his head on live and fucking, like interviewing porn stars, you're like, okay, well, I know my dreams.
By the way, I've watched enough porn, so I have a pretty good sense.
Yeah.
I have a little bit more insight there.
Yes, I'm telling you, that is why. Like, why are you going to football practice?
Yeah, I agree.
And
Maybe American Gen Z got it right, and the rest of the world Gen Z are idiots.
Yeah, poor Carlos Alcaraz is going to kill
Aiden Ross
himself.
Carlos Alcaraz will never make more money or fame in America than Aiden Ross.
Yes. And they were talking about another guy. I'm so out of the loop here, but like XQC, they had just announced
Who's
the deal,
XQC?
and he made
I
like
don't
the
know who
same
that
or
is.
more. I don't either. He's another streamer who makes like more than Aiden.
Gaming streamer.
No, just streaming.
Porn?
That's what I'm trying to explain to you. They literally, imagine if it's like, yo, fans, every day at 10 a.m., I'm just going to turn this shit on and whatever the fuck
It's
I'm
just
up to.
voyeurism. That's all it is. It's
So
the
it's
next
basically
version
being
of
like,
reality
I
TV.
want to know what that person
Yeah.
is living.
Yeah, and they might game. They might come in and their friends prank them. Yeah, sometimes they're just watching like a new video that's going viral. They watch it and comment on it. They watch a new music video.
Yeah.
They might interview a rapper, but they pretend like they just kind of came into their like bedroom and they're doing an
Poor
interview.
Carlos. This guy's going to
He's broke.
Yeah. Carlos, I saw he made like $15 million only in the last couple of years.
And he's going to have to be in a chamber. He's going to have to do...
Yeah, think about that. That is wild.
Yeah.
And then let's on the pop culture note, did you see the Drake interview with that girl Bobby?
I saw the clips of it. I think
I
there's
don't
only
think it
clips.
hasn't come out yet.
I
It
saw
comes
the
out
clips.
Monday. It comes out Monday.
I've only seen the clips.
But that girl, as far as I know, that girl just exploded on TikTok very recently.
Within the last month.
Yes.
No, I don't think
No, I think she was big on TikTok as like an influencer for like a little bit.
like a mommy feels like,
But it's like-
It was a mommy thing.
It's
And
a
then she
mommy
just
thing.
started a
She's like,
podcast. Drake's like her
intentionally-
fourth guest.
Intentionally awkward,
Yes.
right?
Yeah.
Intentionally
That's her
awkward.
shtick. It's almost like a Between Two Ferns sort of thing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like her. Unfortunately, look, I think it's great. She's gonna have her moment. It's not sustainable because it's
But
so
it's just
annoying.
so genius of Drake
Is
to
it
go on.
sustainable?
Who
How-
has that shtick?
I
That's,
know.
It doesn't
It's
work.
Zach Galifianakis, right? That's what she's
Yeah,
Maybe she
doing.
has
where's
like
he?
maybe she
Irritated.
gets like a Netflix show where she has this awkward character.
I know, but it's not okay. Cool, you get one show.
I don't know.
I think-
I think I can show you a clip of Aiden Ross and you'd be like, this isn't gonna
No,
last.
I've seen it. I've watched Aiden Ross. I mean, I like his reaction when
Yeah.
Tory Lanez was freestyling. That was good enough for me.
Yeah. Look, you might be right. Here's my only point that I think is crazy is Drake was like her fourth guest on her podcast.
It probably has a very big agent.
I'm sure, but I also think
I think
it's-
Drake just knows
Drake
how
knows-
to stay viral.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's like, oh, I'm going to go on. And he played into the awkwardness.
Yeah. He knows how to play.
Because he
knows-
also
yeah.
did the Caleb Presley thing, and that was great. And I think it probably went really well.
Like the Tyga clip. Did you see that?
Yeah.
That was great.
So good.
So good.
I think his feedback from the Caleb Presley thing was probably really good. And that's like another awkward
Yeah.
thing.
I think Drake just has this like unique talent where, he's been in the game now 15 years.
Yeah.
And he knows how to just basically, okay, I'm going to go reach out to this girl.
Yeah.
I don't think it was vice versa. Drake's team probably reached out to her.
I think so. I don't even think that they would think
Drake
to
would
reach
do it.
that high. Yeah.
It's the highest.
So I would
Yeah.
think Drake's team reached out to them
Yeah.
and being like, hey, Drake's willing to come on.
But she literally had like one viral interview.
Yeah.
And that's how quick that happened.
Yeah. It's pretty awesome. I
Sports
mean,
are
good for
stupid.
her.
Sports
She
are
should
stupid.
make as much money
She's
as
laying in
possible.
bed
Poor
interviewing
Carlos.
Drake. Who
This
would want to play
girl's going
sports?
to make more money than Carlos.
Literally, I feel like we're just going to be watching people from other countries battle it out on fields and in rings.
Yeah.
and we're gonna be
So,
fucking
You just
dancing.
gotta hope to get a Saudi bag. I hope Carlos gets a
So
Saudi bag.
here's the one thing we'll move on after this.
Yep.
The one difference will be is, which we haven't seen yet. So if you look at early internet kind of youth influencers were like the Vine people.
Yep.
With the exception of Logan and Jake Paul, has anyone else really?
Not really.
Okay, so let's assume they're
I
the
mean,
only
a couple, but
Okay, but like plenty of people made a living.
yes.
But they're the biggest. They're
They're the only ones that have generational wealth.
Yes, and not even just wealth. But I would tell you that the biggest difference will be like if you are big on the internet. Unfortunately, the internet is in and out, right? Like you are hot for a year. If you're lucky, you're hot for 2-3 years, right? And then you're basically spit out because that's just how the internet works.
Yeah.
If you still win an NBA title or a Wimbledon, you're kind of entrenched in history forever. So you'll always be known with that. Like if you're
but you like the money goes away.
Sure. So the thing is,
your name is remembered.
So the key, what we have to know now is, so once Aiden Ross is married with 3 kids, does he still have that earning power? I don't know. We have to see.
Depends on how he like transitions.
Yeah.
But it's just, I don't know. I don't think sports are very forgiving either. I mean, I can't name you any Olympic gold medalists.
So Olympics, I think if you're trained to be an Olympic athlete, unfortunately, it's not the way.
So you're talking about like the stars of
real
NBA,
professional
NFL.
sports. Yeah.
But those guys, the rough life. Unless you really made a lot of money, put a lot of it away.
Yeah. But who's to say any of these streamers are putting any money away?
I know.
They're all going to be broke too.
I know, but when you make hundreds of millions, it's just a little easier.
Fred Van Fleet is making $49 million a year. Do you know who that is?
No.
Yeah, he's playing for the Rockets.
Fred Van Fleet.
Sounds like a rock and roll star.
No, he just signed a contract. He's making $43 million a year.
Yeah.
That's Aiden Ross money.
Sounds like one of the members of the Eagles.
Yes, exactly.
I mean, I think J Powell has work to do.
Okay, well, speaking of J Powell.
Okay, let's talk.
Yeah,
We're hot. We're all getting rich.
Let's get into some really big news. Basically, I think we have to take back everything we said about J Powell. He was right all along.
Good job, Jay.
This landing
really steered the ship.
The landing is as soft as ever. I've never felt so soft.
I will say,
like a baby's
no,
buttocks.
but here's where I'm going to correct on the J Powell, because yes, everything that's happened in the last 6 months has seemed to be right.
Yeah,
he should have started in the summer of 21 when inflation was 5%, and in December
to keep the party going a little longer. It was fine. He's like, I know what to do here.
Yeah, and in December of 21, he said inflation was transitory. So he's wrong twice.
Doesn't matter. Now he's right.
Yeah, now he's right.
It's that
the economy. I think what we're experiencing is that we've underestimated the power of the American consumer.
We're pigs.
We like to.
We underestimate pigness.
And so
we can buy our way out of anything.
Yeah, you give us stimmy checks, consume. We're going to buy shit.
I mean, I think all signs point to the economy is going to be fine. You have pockets, commercial real estate, regional banks, fucked. Totally fucked.
Yeah.
Average person, fine. Exact opposite of 2008, where the average person was fucked and commercial real estate was on fire because it's 0 interest rates.
Can I ask you one question? A lot of people are talking about like, yes, but like there's also been still a lot of weird free money in the system, such as
ERC credits. So here
eviction moratorium.
So there's eviction moratorium. Student loan payments have not re-kicked back in, which is supposed to come in September. But Biden snuck in a quick $40 billion on Friday. So I don't know if that happens.
I will say, Sleepy Joe has a lot of wins under his belt.
I'll give you where I think Sleepy Joe has one.
You can make fun of his
You're calling him Sleepy. You're calling our president Sleepy Joe.
You just
president of the United States. You're like Sleepy Joe has a lot of wins.
You're old bag of bones, Joe. It's so bad.
Back in the day, you had to say Mr. President. Yeah. Now you're just like Sleepy Joe.
Keep in mind that is a Donald Trump nickname.
Yeah,
after Trump,
you friggin' MAGA guy.
My point is the economy's fine. Unemployment's great.
Yeah. But what about all those things? Aren't those things a worry?
And Inflation Reduction Act, like we talked on the last pod, like
it worked.
It worked.
Look at it, reduced inflation.
So I think the
Sleepy.
He doesn't even know any of this happened.
No, he has no idea.
What?
Inflation.
What?
I think the key things that we have to watch out for is a lot of companies have starting to receive their ERC credits. That's the employment retention credits. That's going to go into the economy for the next year. And it's a lot of money, billions of dollars that are coming into companies. Then we have to see what happens with the student loan. If the student loan thing is completely removed, then you have free cash. If not, they're saying about 5% of the average person's salary is being removed out of the economy to repay student loans. So that's one thing. Then I think lastly is if inflation actually goes down, then people have more money, right? If it's still like, even though everyone's celebrating last week,
Still really high.
it's really, really high still. It's not sustainable. It's bad. It's bad for the economy.
Yeah.
So what is the trigger that's going to truly drop prices?
Yeah.
Because none of these prices are sustainable long term based on wage growth. It's just not. It's not going to work out. So I think.
Yeah, there just feels like a little bit of still some danger in the water.
There's definitely a lot of danger. And by
Danger
the way,
in what sense, though?
so
of all of those looming things, and just I don't know. It doesn't.
there's
feel,
a lot of cash in the economy that's not earned still.
Like we've always said, what this feels like right now is all the money on the sidelines is starting to feel safe to deploy it into the markets.
Sure.
There's just all that other stuff of, like we said, eviction moratoriums and ERC, all this stuff that it feels a little dangerous still to me. Like, yeah, what if there's still a little make-believe in the market and people are actually going to run out of cash? We've talked about credit being at an all-time high. We've talked about all these things that just spell trouble for the consumer. The consumer has been strong up until today, but there might still be we might be at the tail end of fantasy land a little bit.
Yeah, but I think so like the ERC thing is going to take 1 year to deploy.
Yeah.
Because I was
But
talking
how many
to
people does it is it exposed to?
So anybody that had 5 or more employees during 2020 or 2021, like 5 W-2 employees, which is basically like
Everyone.
lot of fucking businesses.
Yeah.
Think how many small businesses that had 5 or more employees. You're entitled to these credits. The deadline is passing. It's happening. So if you don't do it soon, then you're fucked. But like the fact that it's there and it's like basically free money. Like we got our first small check for one of the companies and we were like, whoa, it's real.
Yeah.
And we're owed so much money. It's going to come in the next 12 months.
Yeah.
So
all right. So you guys obviously both talk to a lot of big box retailers. What's the sentiment?
it's soft.
Soft, yeah.
So then how do we reconcile what we're...
That's my question.
But the stock market is operating.
No, not stock market.
Okay, what are you talking
The
about?
consumer.
Yeah.
The consumer is strong.
So consumer is strong in different segments. You're talking about discretionary retail spend. That is soft, yes. But if you look at hospitality, you look at other categories of the business, people are expecting a record back to school. Record.
So that's big box retail.
Yeah. So I think in August, I talked to a retailer the other day. They said early back to school is very strong. We're kind of
Because
surprised.
back to school technically starts right now.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people could also be scared because they've been hearing the words inflation and doom and gloom and recession for the last year. So that could be it. Or I just think that there's a chance. I think if I had to guess, I'm obviously the furthest thing from an expert here. I think there's a 30% chance that this is the moment when we're actually like, there was real danger with the consumer, that we thought it was over and we thought we were all good, but the consumer was kind of propped up by all of these artificial things and it collapsed in that time period.
The only change is...
I need to understand that. Can you explain that?
I think that there's a chance that this just feels to me like the moment where we're at the end of the fake money and the stimulus and the, like I said, the rent and the eviction and all that stuff. And because I'm hearing also in other areas that the consumer is softer than usual, not devastatingly, nothing insane, but just soft. And I think that there's a chance that like the party is actually over like at the end of this year and there is an actual like consumer spending issue. Whereas to me, the stock market thing.
Yeah, the stock market is very different because the stock market is literally singularly defined by the interest rates.
It just doesn't make sense to me
so I
why
think
the consumer...
they're completely disassociated.
Agreed. So we agree on that.
Yeah.
It doesn't make sense to me why the consumer has been so strong this whole time. It doesn't add up. And then when you look at all of these things that have still been a little bit of fantasy land, it just feels like, oh, is that the thing? Is there something we don't see that when all of this actually kicks back in, discretionary spending just flattens for a year?
Right.
It just feels a little dangerous. It doesn't feel like we're totally out of the
Yeah, and by
woods.
the way,
And like I said, 30% chance in my
so
wild guess. I don't think it's coming for sure, but I think it feels a little dangerous.
yeah, and then the problem is Prime Day happened last week,
Yeah.
and it was record.
Yeah.
It was up 6%, which doesn't make any sense.
Makes no sense. People shouldn't be spending. I don't know why people are spending.
And there's no one at Disneyland.
That's a whole different issue.
What's
Woke.
the issue on it?
What's the issue?
What's the issue on it?
Did you watch the interview? So Bob Iger did an interview with David Faber. This is important. This is big,
guys.
Bob Iger.
I'll go after Hollywood. I mean, their business is broken, and the writers and directors and actors are
Why? 'Cause
out
they're
to
woke?
lunch.
It's more
They're
than
too
that.
well,
they're
man.
out to lunch.
It's a brand problem, I think. Hey, you sort of went there yourself.
you
and
went
then
there.
you
went there,
said,
Tom.
You said
You
that's a different problem. We said, what's the problem?
What's
You
the
said,
problem? Let's go. So Bob Iger was on
Consumers aren't
CNBC.
spending. You said consumers are soft, right? They don't want to go to
it's the eviction
Disneyland.
moratorium.
No, they're traveling. I was on my way back from New York on Thursday. I spent the day in Salt Lake City, Utah.
I mean, how
Had a
shitty
meeting.
of a flight was that?
For
New
work,
York to
or you had a
Utah? What's
weird
that? It's gonna be
layover?
terrible.
No, I had a meeting.
Oh my God.
Can you describe how bad that flight was? Because Javier told me you were flying. I was like, that's got to be the worst flight of
Yeah,
all
I mean,
time.
obviously, it was not flatbed.
Yeah, obviously.
Which is
That's what I
not.
said. And you
Yeah.
probably went really early,
6 a.m. flight,
and you're just sitting up straight.
sitting up straight, like dozing off, and I
Hanging
couldn't
with the
sleep.
Mormons.
And then I had like this person behind me that was like, could not figure out how to work the TV.
And they're just,
And you're just like tapping on it the whole time.
As you
Oh
can
my
feel
God.
your
Yeah, and so like I'm not one of those persons that's gonna say anything. Like whatever, you're a dummy. It's fine. Ironically, on my flight from Salt Lake to LA, the guy next to me could not figure it out because the average person on a Salt Lake flight is like 120. So,
average age.
so this person is literally like tapping. The guy gets up. You need to stop that. I was like, whoa. I was
Really?
like, yeah, this
Oh my
fucking.
God.
he
That's like
yelled
a 2-hour flight.
He yelled at this guy. The guy was like, just sat there and just looked at the back of his screen for fucking 3 hours, 2 hours.
Just a
Wait,
menu
because you
screen.
travel more than anyone I know.
Salt Lake City, most slam airport in America.
Was it?
It's a Delta hub.
It's a hub. I mean, I'm telling you, I could not fucking walk through the goddamn terminal.
I haven't been, but just give me the dynamic of travelers. Are they happier now? You travel more than anyone I know.
Wait, does it still feel dangerous? Remember when flying felt like you were like in a UFC match?
Yeah.
Exactly.
I would say a few months ago, it was a lot more like people were a lot more on edge. Here's like the tip. So like a lot of our team is traveling this week. Like people are going on vacations, people are going to New York for work, and like their flights are getting canceled, and there's some weather issues in New York.
Yeah.
Here's like the hack that no one wants to do because it's miserable, but it's the safest way to travel.
Yeah.
Take a red eye or the first flight. The plane's there, it'll leave on time.
Yeah.
As long as there's not a weather issue.
No one's fighting on red eyes either.
What?
No one's fighting on red eyes either.
Yeah, you're so tired.
Yeah.
You're just like, go goddamn.
Yeah.
You're not even ready to get to fight.
I
Yeah,
mean,
those
I
2
literally-
p.m.
Yeah,
flights
exactly.
are the-
It's like 3
2
p.m. You look it up.
You've been at the bar since 11.
You're ready to fuck
Yeah.
someone up
Yeah.
as you tap that menu screen.
Yeah, exactly. And so I think what happens is like those flights obviously are coming from other cities, and if there's a weather, there's obviously pilot shortages, there's people shortages, there's these airports are so busy. It's so easy to get a delay that turns into a cancellation, that turns into a nightmare. And I hear all day, oh my God, this is fucking nightmare.
Yeah.
But no one wants to take the 6 a.m. out of Newark
Yeah.
because it
No, that's
fucking
right.
sucks.
I
That's
sure don't.
absolutely right.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
You're right.
miserable. I did not sleep the night before, and I went to the airport.
Yeah, you're right. It
Next
is a
thing I
safe
know,
bet.
it's Salt Lake.
Yeah. It's still a lot of masks on planes, or how's that looking? Depends on where you go.
There's always one idiot,
Yeah.
and then there's putting the mask down while they're eating. It's just like funny.
I know. It's
Yeah, it's
absurd.
ridiculous.
If you just keep it on the whole time,
Yeah.
Even at the LAFC game, there was a guy behind me, full on mask. But
On
then
my
he
drive here, there was a woman beside me in her car alone. Definitely was not an Uber. Double masked. Windows up.
I will say I run in the neighborhood where you guys know I live,
Yeah.
and they dart when I'm on the sidewalk running.
Really? That's a real
Who's they?
cautious crowd. The wokies.
Stay away from that.
Is it the wokies? Do you guys want to talk about Disneyland or
Yeah,
no?
let's talk
'Cause
about
we've
it.
talked about don't go against the mouse, Disneyland record numbers.
So there was
Who
a
would've
big.
thought?
What's interesting? There's a big article in Wall Street Journal that came out that
Traffic's down.
the
in
traffic
Disneyland,
is down at Disney World,
which is in Orlando.
which is in Florida. Yeah,
That makes a
And-
little bit more sense. They're a little more anti.
yeah. And so Bob Iger did it's a really good interview if you're if you're interested
Yeah.
with David Faber from CNBC. And, it was like a long interview and they talked about all kinds of things, which we should touch on all of it. But he talked about, is it because of political reasons, foot traffic is down?
I actually didn't see his response.
And he said that we got the benefit of the early pandemic because we were open the whole time. And we had record numbers in 2020, 2021. And as other things have opened, there's just more choice. And so his response was,
That's a good CEO answer.
great answer. He's like, as we see it, is that there's just more optionality, but we still are up from a pretty high base.
Yeah.
And we feel really good about where we are right now. I would say that I think it would be pretty difficult to say that Disney World itself is down because it's woke or whatever. I think that line of thinking for me, I think globally it's still so in desire. If they're down, it is that people have other options to go to other places. Yeah. And by the way, it's just too expensive. It's not a cheap weekend.
I would say woke has to play a small role.
I think woke plays in movies.
No,
I
but-
honestly think every one of their movies has not hit their projection, and I think 100% is that people are boycotting it because of that.
I think the thing is, you came out of the pandemic, your family of 4 or 5, whatever. You blow your wad. You hadn't been to Disneyland for 3 years,
Yeah.
and your kids are now 3, 4, and they can enjoy it. And you were like, I wish I could have done this before.
Yeah.
You already did that. You already spent the money.
Yeah.
So now you're like, do I need to do it again?
Yeah.
I mean, so that's my point. Is I actually think the movie industry for Disney is being. I actually do think they are getting hurt by the woke stuff.
I think it's all a piece, especially after what I saw with what we saw with Bud Light. It's I think people are so fed up.
If you catch a wave,
Yeah.
you're fucked. And the same wave is happening with Threads right now. They had that.
Really?
This is what happened. I'm literally watching it get Bud Lighted right now. On Friday,
Threads,
or
Thursday, Facebook Threads?
Yeah, Meta Threads. Thursday, it's nothing to do with woke or anything like that.
Oh, you just mean
Thursday,
the trend
they
of
said
it
that
sucking.
there was a 50% decrease in time usage of active users. Active users are down 20%. And I bet you now it's down 50%.
Yeah.
And what happens is the mob starts posting that. And then you're just like, I saw it and be like, fuck Threads. I'm
Yeah.
not going on it anymore.
Yeah.
Literally, because I saw some random person and it subconsciously,
Yeah.
you just dunk on something.
It's like a high school. I mean, that's what used to happen in high school.
Yeah.
Oh, so-and-so
Everyone
peed his
hates
pants.
Joe.
Peed your pants.
Fuck Joe.
Yeah, and
He's-
Joe might have not have ever
I
peed
will
his
say,
pants.
Disney's
And now-
not Bud Light. I don't think it's go woke, go broke.
No.
It's not it.
For what, Disney?
I think the
Disney,
movies
no.
are suffering because of it.
I think it's just a piece. I think that I think they're just taking a lot of L's right now. I think a lot of people went early. That's totally true. I think movies are down. That hurts momentum. I think the woke thing doesn't help you. I don't think there's increased traffic because of the woke.
No, yeah,
sure,
posturing.
that's fine.
And I think it's all they're just in a slump. And who knows what old Bob Chapek did? I mean, that guy was the head of parks.
Yeah.
And he became CEO. Bob Iger forced him out. So maybe the park guy fumbled the parks.
And
So do
then
you
Bob
think-
Iger went on talking about streaming,
And he
he's
wants to shut down the cable business.
he's double downing on streaming. He thinks
Yeah.
it could be profitable. He thinks it can make it work. And I think he in this interview said he's up for selling off ESPN.
Wow.
He's up for he was up for anything. He didn't say no to anything.
So Bob Iger, he's
Except
in
for
his
the-
70s, right? He's obviously super rich, and he came back
Yeah.
for a reason. His reason is unclear because you came into a complete shitstorm.
Yeah.
It's ego. What do you mean? It's
ego.
unclear.
No, but okay, you think you're the savior, right?
Of course.
Yeah.
And I think the deck is stacked against him.
Yeah.
So what's he going to do? Sell ESPN, which is the obvious answer.
So I
Sell
actually,
ESPN to a private equity company, make, free up a couple
I actually
billion.
don't.
I don't think streaming works though.
I actually don't think he sells ESPN.
don't
I
know
think he's
yet.
saying that just to. He knows sports is. You're just gonna give up NFL rights? It's just stupid. You
I also
do it.
So like
You also got to keep in mind everything he's saying is like
Placating
to the shareholders.
Yeah,
like we're
placating
open to anything.
Yeah.
Nothing's off the
no,
table.
because
That's
I
it.
think he learned from Zuck. Zuck just what did he do? Just cut costs and stock tripled.
He got a
Yeah.
6-pack too.
He also started whooping
Can
ass.
I give you? Can I give you?
If you put him in there with Israel Adesanya, old Bob Iger, stocks to the roof.
Here's what I think. I think what's happening is in terms of the woke shift. I'm really curious to see how Barbie does. I think Barbie's gonna break every record.
Oh yeah,
Is
I
Barbie
already
woke?
have tickets.
What?
Is Barbie woke?
No, it's
Yeah.
Margot Robbie and Ryan
Yeah,
Reynolds.
okay, I didn't know.
It-
So you're saying, will it be a testament to not being political?
Yes, I think you just have to put out the best possible
Like
content.
just put out really good looking people.
Yeah.
Yes.
They're like
By the way,
It still works.
It's funny. It's like, look who. Oh, shocker! Taylor Swift's the biggest tour of all time. I mean, it's pretty obvious what works.
I mean, look what you
Stop
remember
trying.
from Wimbledon.
You're
Brad
not.
Pitt.
What?
Yeah.
I said, look what you remember from Wimbledon.
Yeah, Brad Pitt
Brad
looks
Pitt.
incredible.
And God damn it, he looked good. I'm just saying that like people are trying really hard to be like, oh, we have to touch everything and we have to figure everything out. Just be fucking amazing, and you will get money. It's because Disney at the end of the day, like their only responsibility really is to make money.
No, that is their only
I
responsibility.
know, but
not their fake
I know, but
responsibility.
like staff and political pressure and
Yeah,
social.
but that's wrong. That's wrong for management. Your job as a publicly traded company is to provide for your shareholders and provide profits.
okay, so but that's
You're not a
Amer-
philanthropic company.
I know, but
I
if you're
agree, but that's where everyone.
I know America,
Everyone
Disney got
became
the pressure of that.
philanthropic.
Disney.
But they thought it was a profitable way to do that. Right?
I think it's a combination of both. I think they thought it would be the
Because
right thing.
I'm like a hardcore capitalist. Like I believe companies should do whatever
so
they
you
need
want
to
a
do.
white Little Mermaid?
If it makes more money, if the white mermaid makes more money, I don't care.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not like.
but
But
you
you
think
think that the
but-
wokeness for these companies was because they thought it would make more profit? Or do you think...
wait, say that again.
Okay, so when Disney, they obviously had a meeting and said, hey, there's a lot of
They
stuff.
thought that would be a more
social
profitable.
unrest.
They thought that would be a more profitable endeavor.
So what's funny is
I agree.
it's so the new Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs like live action whatever play or whatever came out, and they had like a preview of like the cast,
Mm-hmm.
and it's like multicultural, like men, women, everything, whatever. I'm reading the comments, and he goes, "Man, that's fucked up. This is ableist." And I was like, "What?" And I kept reading the things. It's like, why didn't you hire? I don't know what the political term is for people that are not tall.
Yeah.
But those people
Yeah.
are being left out.
Yeah, you can never win.
That's
It's
the point.
unwinnable.
It's unwinnable.
Yeah.
So it's like Disney goes out of the way to cast this multicultural thing. Don't just hire the best possible talent you can get.
Because here's the new reason
And
it's
when-
unwinnable.
like,
is
right.
even if you get everything right, then you're Bud Light.
Yeah.
No,
So you can't...
That's why. And Bud Light's getting
No,
dunked
like,
on.
if you
And
check
what's
every
gonna be
box and say,
funny
like, short
is,
person,
like-
tall person.
Barbie, like you just said, it's Ryan Gosling and Margot Robbie.
Yeah.
Yes.
They're like the most beautiful people in the world.
That's why I think
And
it's
that
gonna.
movie's gonna crush.
That'll be the test.
That's what it.
It's all about
absolutely
Malibu
crush.
Dream
No,
House. It's
I
all
looked
about-
at tickets 3 weeks ago. I couldn't get it at iPick.
Yeah, I'm telling you, I think this movie is so important to see
Just
how
like we just want white, good-looking people.
We'll see.
if it works. I mean, Bob Iger's be like, all right, where are all the white people at? Brad Pitt, you need to get your ass back
Yeah,
in
that
here.
movie could change a lot.
I do think, because if it's only about money, which we know it's
It should be, and they're very good-looking people.
yes. I saw people say Margot Robbie's mid. I was like, and then someone posted
Someone said that.
yes.
I mean, you gotta...
Twitter went about Margot Robbie's mid, and then I think Andrew Tate or is his brother Tristan Tate?
Tristan Tate, yeah.
Tristan Tate said, "Fine, if you think Margot Robbie's mid, show me a picture of your wife."
Love it.
That's a great. That's a great.
But here, back to the Barbie conversation. So you're seeing this like, forget that they're white. They're good looking people, right?
Yes.
They're the best looking of their race,
Yes.
right? Race Olympics. And so
There are representatives.
I know, but I love
both of them.
but here's my next train of thought. We have made such a shift. The alpha male has been kind of looked down upon for a while now.
Yeah.
Everybody
But
is.
is it? No, I think you think it is on Twitter because Rogan would tell you it's the opposite because he's the biggest and he's alpha male as it gets.
No. But I would say that.
Yeah, but it's
So we fake think alpha male's down, but who's
it's the
biggest?
same way that we
Who's
fake,
the biggest platform? It's Rogan. He's the most alpha male guy.
No, but
So, yeah.
my point. Put Rogan aside. I'm talking about in everyday culture. We're trying to like change the narrative that males should be this, males should be that. Mark Zuckerberg is out with a 6-pack, beating ass, and now he's a fucking hero.
Yep.
But there's probably like a Slack channel at Facebook that's like
Yes.
dissuaded that from happening.
Oh yeah, they're
I'm sure
discussing
Do you
there
think
was.
they got mad about it?
I'm sure that it sort of became like a sign of like being a white supremacist if you go to the gym. Like that was like a thing that started bubbling on the internet.
Yeah.
Wait, what?
Yes, there is like there's a sentiment on the internet that going to the gym is sort of like a, it lumped in with like the white supremacist right wing, storm the Capitol. Those are the people that go to the gym. Like it became negative. So what I'm saying is, with how woke all of those companies are, like we know what the stories of
Yeah, of course.
Shopify and Coinbase and all the stuff that's happened. I'm sure there was a Slack channel that was like this fucking bro, just another white dude getting buff. Like I'm sure he had to go against some sentiment that was anti
100%. And I
anti
think
6-pack over at Facebook.
and I think you're seeing this like I think Barbie is really culturally really important. I want to see what happens.
No, it's record. I couldn't get a ticket a month ago.
I know it's going to be a record. I just want the numbers to come out to prove the
going
fact
Saturday.
that like all people care about is
they'll
give us
support.
your best.
Yeah.
Give us your best, whatever it is.
That's all we've ever cared about.
Yeah. So why do we like make, if you're not the best, you're not going to get fucking casted or you're not going to be.
Yeah.
And I know people want to say like, oh, I'm underrepresented. No.
But at the same time, like I think we kept getting bumped off of our news stories, which would probably get us canceled, a year ago. But there's all these new regulations with like the Oscars and stuff of your crew.
Yeah.
And so like that's also happening
Yeah.
at the same time. It's like really interesting. That's like a pretty.
Let me tell you, based on the new nomination expectations, Barbie will not be getting nominated for shit.
They can't. They
Yeah.
can't.
Yeah,
You
they
can't
can't.
say that this is your need. Your,
Best actor, best actress.
I don't care
Margot
what the
Robbie
crew
and
looks like.
Ryan
Yeah,
Reynolds.
they can't. Just to prove a point, they have
yeah,
to.
they're not
Gosling,
getting-
not Reynolds.
What?
Gosling.
Gosling, whatever.
I think you need to be canceled.
Yeah,
I
set a
should-
few out.
I
Two
should be
good-looking
canceled.
white guys. You just think they're all the same.
It's been tough, and hopefully Barbie is our revival. But we're not sure.
For white people, Barbie is your moment. You guys are back.
We'll see.
I think Barbie brings white people back on another level.
I wonder if there's got to be outrage about Barbie, right? Online?
Their marketing is so inclusive.
Yeah.
They're fucking crushing
How?
marketing because they're going to all the like women and of all kind of races. They're doing an incredible job with marketing.
It's so funny how you can like manipulate the outrage.
If
Like,
you're
this
smart
movie
enough,
is two beautiful white people. You should be pissed.
yes,
You should be like,
America,
again?
two skinny, beautiful white people.
And Margot Robbie's not even from here.
And they're straight,
Yeah.
as far as we know.
yeah,
Two cis
yeah.
whites. I mean, this is everything.
This is like old school Hollywood. This is
We're
like
back, baby.
this is like the Frank Sinatra years.
yeah,
I wonder if we have a run. Like, do you think that, everything always swings?
yeah.
Do you think we have like an American exceptionalism swing?
I think this Barbie
think it
movie,
is.
this Barbie movie, if I was a
No, I
historian,
think Top Gun started it a year ago.
that's fair.
Oh, yeah. They do deserve some credit.
Yeah,
Top Gun was just white, ripped, beautiful people.
Yeah,
Yeah.
maybe that like sort of subconsciously got the ball moving.
Well, it
I bet
proved,
you-
it proved that like you give us exactly what we want and we'll watch it.
It's sort of like the butterfly effect. If there's no Top Gun, does this happen to Bud Light?
Yeah,
I don't think so.
yeah.
I think that started it.
I don't think whoever the creators of Barbie are have the confidence to do Barbie with Gosling and Margot Robbie if it weren't for Top Gun.
Well, I'm sure that movie was casted a long time.
I'm sure, but
I
like,
wonder if Ryan Gosling, like over the last few years, was like, "Fuck, I'm done."
no, I think he's.
Like, I wonder if they had those thoughts. Did Margot Robbie be like, "Damn, being skinny, blonde, and white is just like I'm out."
I do, but I'm sure their teams have had those conversations with them at the
Like, you
highest
gotta-
levels to be like,
I think
We
they're.
gotta change something here.
I think
Something's
they're-
gotta go.
dye your hair, get some LBs, you're back, baby.
something's gotta go.
No, I actually think they're going to be winning for a long time. The good-looking white folks.
Got it.
I think
I'm not going to like.
no, I think good-looking people in general will always win.
I'll be honest. I think that it's and this
It's
is
more
not just because
good-looking
it's
people. I don't
I
think.
think it's
I'm
good-looking
not
people.
even suggesting that Barbie's bringing back just white people. I just think that like Bob Iger needs to look at the cast of his next fucking movie and be like, "Yo, is everybody good-looking?
Yeah.
Because we're not taking no fucking risk anymore. I want to see
I
the
actually
next
think,
X-Men."
like, why, if you're in the movie business, why wouldn't you just cast good-looking people?
Because you can't.
you can't.
You
You're
can't.
scared.
Because of your people. You
Yeah.
woke motherfucker.
Yeah, your mob.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that you're scared too.
Yeah.
I think Barbie
It's like
was very brave.
Do you want some fat Indians on the Lakers?
Absolutely not.
Yeah, exactly.
I just said I want good-looking people in my movies.
Yes. So you don't want any Indians
Imagine
on the
every
Lakers.
NBA team had to have one fat Indian on it.
Every
that
team.
was just the diversity program.
The NBA would suck. They'd be like, "Oh God,
I'm
there
the
comes
wokest
Raj.
guy in the pod,
Fucking
and
Raj is gonna
I'm the
fucking
only one that
run
goes to the
game.
movies. I'm the wokest guy in the pod. I'm the only one that goes to the movies. I want good-looking people when I watch a movie.
I want one fat Indian that has to play at least 2 quarters on NBA.
That's a mandate. You know, because India's basically the next China, where like everyone's going to be like, if you could get an Indian person on your team, it's good for business.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, like the
Yeah.
kid from the Blue Jays.
Yeah, Arjun.
He's gone viral.
He's the draft pick.
yeah, the draft pick we talked about.
17-year-old. By the way, this 17-year-old kid, he got drafted by the Toronto Blue Jays, first round in the major league.
Did not respond to my DM, and I have more followers than he does.
Maybe he'll come around.
Not anymore, probably.
Let's see.
Yeah, we need to get an update.
By the way-
He might come around.
By the way, he looks like Indian people don't look like him. He's
He's
a beast.
buff. Yeah,
Really?
Huge, like a big kid.
I will never forget when that dude's Pakistani, right? They got really ripped, the actor.
Oh shit, he has way more followers
Yeah.
now.
Does he? Oh, that's why.
Before he
he
even-
left your ass behind.
You know who I'm talking about? The guy, the comedian that got super ripped, and we've talked about
the
it a
big
million
sick
times.
guy. What's his name?
Kamal. Kumail.
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 What's his last name? I don't even know.
I don't know. But I'll just never, anytime I think of,
Arden wants good-looking white people. He's like, Camille on the fucking
Yeah.
movies.
yeah, good looking people are back.
I can't believe this guy didn't respond to me.
I mean, who are you? You're nobody.
He knew you were a
I
little
know
too
more.
late.
I know
You
so many more.
you should have hit him up before the draft.
Yeah, if you would have hit him up like 3 months ago, you're his
Yeah.
best buddy today.
Yeah.
I mean, I know.
You just jumped on the bang line. You're just another chick in his DMs.
You're another Indian in his DM.
Yeah.
Kumail.
You know how many
went-
Indian
no,
girls are in his DMs right now?
Yeah.
Arjun, what's good? I live in Toronto.
For sure.
I know Drake.
His DMs are
He,
popping.
I can get him to a lot more important people than whoever's in his.
He
I
doesn't-
agree. We
he-
see what you did with the boys, but he doesn't know that.
He doesn't know that.
He's
you
not.
you
He's
blew
a-
it. You
he's-
should have got early.
No, he blew it.
He did not. I don't think so.
No, he blew it.
I think he's going to be fine. He's a first-round draft pick in Major
No,
League
he's
Yeah,
got to
he'll
get
be
to the
fine.
show. You got to get to the show, bro.
He'll be at the show. All right, let's move on.
Okay, what do we got? What do we want to do? I mean,
I want to talk about tipflation because it really bothers me.
this is right up your alley.
Yeah.
So why don't you just go ahead and take it? Because, we have talked on this pod a lot, and you have led the charge about your outrage in tipping. And I'll be honest, I'll give you credit here. You were early on this. You were
4 or 5 years ago, I brought this up.
I think one day we all went to coffee, and you brought it up. It was on the machine.
Yeah.
They kind of flip the machine around and give you like a,
Yeah.
a look. Like, am I getting paid today or not? It's up to you. And you were outraged. And I feel like when you did it, it felt a little, you were a little early.
Yeah.
It was a little like, I don't know, D, not such a big deal. Now it feels like most businesses that are like, service businesses they're paying their employees with tips.
Yeah, sorry, you're running a fucking slavery business. Why do I
Literally.
have to keep tipping everyone?
That's how I feel
Literally.
about DoorDash and Postmate
Yep.
deliveries. Like pay them more.
And it like auto
I'm
tip
okay if both
before.
those businesses shut down. I want delivery to end.
You know what I hate is on
I want
Postmates.
to be done.
You have to choose your tip before, like when you press order.
Yeah. So
The
you
auto
don't even know
check
what the
is like,
service
well,
is.
yes.
The irony is of tips is to ensure proper service is the
That's
acronym.
wrong.
But
What
Is
we've
it
been
really?
accustomed to is you tip after the service
Who the fuck
has been
pays
rendered.
first and then gets the work
I
done
agree.
second?
I think it's the dumbest thing ever.
I hate it.
So there's an article on CNBC.
Did you see that fucking guy in Florida that he delivered a pizza? Did you guys see this? It went
No.
viral.
No.
He delivered a pizza to some like person's house that was fancy or like whatever, expensive. And on an $18 pizza, she tipped $5, which is a lot.
Yeah.
Way too much.
Way too much.
30%.
And he goes, for this fancy house, this is all you're tipping me? And he like gave her sass and just like
He said that
basically
to
like,
her?
fuck off. It's all recorded on a Ring camera. It went viral on Twitter.
Yeah. Okay. So is it over?
So here's
insane.
the interesting thing.
That's
There's
insane.
That's
there-
insane.
$5 on an $18 pizza?
Yeah.
The article is talking about 5 times it's okay not to tip. So I was curious. I wanted to see.
Yeah.
The first one is fucking nuts.
Okay.
It says, as a blanket rule, you do not need to tip anyone who earns a salary or performs a trade. That means,
What?
Literally listen to this. That means you don't have to tip doctors, lawyers, teachers. What the fuck is going on? Are people like, is a doctor being like, sorry,
Can
you
you
have
imagine?
fucking colon cancer. Here's a tip.
Can you imagine? There's like a lie, like you sign and then like plus, how was your boob job?
Yeah, it literally. I mean, this is just nuts. People think, and then they said counter service. As a rule, anyone working at a counter is earning a wage, while those delivering food either at your table or to your home rely on tips as a major part of their income. So anyone at a counter, that means the coffee shop, which is not what's happening. The
So
way,
yeah.
the way they push you.
Yeah.
Just answer that last question.
Yeah.
No, bitch.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't want to do this.
So can servers and stuff or delivery people make under minimum wage? Is that legal?
yeah, I think waiters in certain
No, they don't make
states-
under minimum wage.
Waiters
So-
in certain cities make under minimum wage.
I don't think that's right.
It is 100%
So
sure.
if this says they earn a salary, isn't that all of those people as well?
No, waiters weirdly in certain states have
That is
crazy
wild. You're really?
Yes, 100%. When I talked about this tips thing 4 years ago, I got DMs from people in Alabama and Kentucky telling me what their minimum wage is for waiters. It's like $3, $5 an hour, whatever, crazy.
But not in LA.
That's wild.
No,
But in LA,
you're
still,
$17.
So by this list, we don't have to tip anyone in LA.
in the counter.
No, but everyone earns a salary.
No, but they're saying if you deliver if you're a waiter, you might be earning minimum wage with the hopes that you get tips. So
So a
then
salary.
so let's continue on this list.
Okay, let's go.
Open bar events. If you go to an open bar event,
Okay, that's fair.
you're not obligated to tip.
Oh,
So
that's funny. That would be like the most likely I am to tip.
because the host is already paying
No,
the
we
person
know
a
that,
tip.
but the bartender kind of weirdly looks at you
They
like you
always
should be
do.
and they
willing
put
to be
the
tipped.
jar out. Very
Why
tacky.
should the bar jar?
tacky?
We've all been at events that we all paid for, and we know the tips are already included.
So
I mean, we were just at an open bar event together. I didn't have any cash on me, and I felt terrible.
I
just
did.
I got
I
my
felt
drink.
great. I just walked away and I'm
Yeah,
like, get me a double.
Yeah, I totally get it. But I was like, I thought that there was sort of like I don't know, maybe you pay like a flat rate and the bartenders are relying on tips at those events. I don't know.
So
They got me.
So the next
you're talking about the event you're talking about 100% the tip was included.
Yeah,
Yes.
well, I felt bad. Okay,
Yes.
I'm a sucker.
Yeah, don't worry. Risa paid the tip.
Yeah, right. So definitely pay the tip. Our $4 wasn't adding incremental value.
So the next
Fair.
one is double tipping. You don't have to tip twice for the same service. So this is an interesting thing. So when you go to like, so their example is when you go to a nail salon, the woman does your nails, and often people pay a cash tip right there to the nail technician.
Okay.
Then when you go to check out and actually pay the bill, there's always a tab for more tip.
That is ridiculous.
Yes.
That's crazy.
And the last one was poor service. You don't have to tip for poor service.
Well-
no, actually, you do have to tip for poor service.
You do.
Because if you don't tip for poor service, they come and yell at you.
On Postmates, I don't believe there's a zero option, or do you have to go in some sort of
you have to actually put 0.
I do zero sometimes.
But
If
you
my
do it
bill is
first.
high, it's too much.
They probably put their balls all in your food.
But it's after the
They
fact.
don't know.
Balls
Not
in my
until
next meal.
The next meal, if you get,
They're like,
if
I've
you-
been waiting for
if
this
you're
order to
gonna
pop up on my phone
Oh, deal.
for
Yeah, I'm
2
balling
years.
this up.
I haven't washed my
Ball,
nuts.
ball is life.
I mean, food's offensively expensive.
Food. I mean, you have to be a billionaire to eat. You do. It's just so
I mean,
every restaurant I go to, it's just mind-boggling.
Yeah.
we ordered food for our kids yesterday at our house. Like, it was absurd.
It was 2 shitty pizzas,
Yes.
like this big,
Yeah.
like the size of my
It
hand.
was like $65.
And
No, it was
way more.
$125.
It was a pasta, salad, and burrata. How
I
much
didn't
was
hear
it?
the rest.
$125.
Yeah, plus tip.
Yeah, that's good living.
I don't think I tipped. I was
Yeah.
like, fuck this guy.
Yeah, it's just gotten crazy. I mean,
I went to a dinner on Friday, Culver City, like a known restaurant. Don't need to out it. And I looked at the prices. I was like, this is ridiculous.
You're in Culver City. You can't be charging
It's
that.
like $30 for entrees, $35.
Yeah.
What's the entree?
Anything.
yeah.
Doesn't matter.
I'm sorry. If you're in
Expensive to eat.
Culver City, you got to cut those prices.
I agree. I totally agree.
The worst is like when you go to Europe and you're at like one of the hot spots. A crudité fucking bullshit is 150 euros.
Yeah. Yeah. But I mean, do you think the tip thing ever, like, this feels like
It's going the way of the Barbie. It's
with
coming
these-
back.
Do you think? It's these little fucking bullshit screens, that they can flip around. Like, it's Postmates. It's like, I feel like it's part of this new wave of technology.
I think what we have to do as a podcast, we need to create a movement to go to Square and all these Toast and all these people. Like when you get now they do the
automatic tip. It's already 20%.
no, forget that. They now do the, like in Europe where they bring the register to you, like the mobile register, and you're checking out in front of them. The options are 18, 20, or 25%.
Yeah.
Those are your options.
Yeah. That's also crazy. Like, you used to just, on the receipt, you'd be like, I want to tip 8%.
Yeah, that's fine.
That's fine. Now you have like,
Yeah, you have these
you want
numbers.
fucking really high,
and they're
crazy
sitting
high,
there
or-
watching you.
Yeah.
They're literally watching you.
Yeah.
And they're taking the device back right after and seeing.
I'm like, oh,
Yeah.
thank you.
Yeah.
Or not.
Oh, like you didn't tip enough.
So what do we do? I mean, I think
I
if we believe in a free market, the best thing we can do.
think if
Just stop
everyone
tipping.
I think
bands
it's similar
together,
to like go back to cable, go back to just signing bills.
just
at
white
your-
people in movies.
Make America great again is what you guys are saying.
Oh, it's coming around. I'm
Yeah.
gonna get him back.
Yeah, he's on the fence.
Yeah.
Sometimes you can catch
He
him.
watches that Barbie movie. He's like, you know what?
Yeah.
Fuck Sleepy
Yeah,
Joe.
yeah. He's gonna be an iPick, like just
No,
American
I couldn't even get
exceptionalism.
iPick. It was sold out.
Where are you going?
Westwood Regency.
Oh God.
Is that
Wait till
opening
you-
weekend?
Yeah.
Wow.
So I'm doing Oppenheimer and Barbie.
Are you doing the double
No,
feature?
not double. 2 different days.
That's next weekend.
Next Sunday, I'll have a full recap on.
That's
both
really a
movies.
full weekend of American exceptionalism.
Yeah.
The nuke and pretty white people.
That's when white people were really thriving.
When the nuke was invented.
Yeah.
What else do we want to talk about? Anything else? Have we done?
We got to talk about Shein because we talk about it all the time.
And we have to talk about, what's your status?
We're fighting. I just got a page from.
Does D know? D doesn't know.
I don't know.
Shein has a We're Not Really Strangers game.
Here's one from Israel. I didn't get the Shein, but it's Shein.
Oh my God.
Like it's the game.
Yeah.
It's the couples game. It's the whatever. Just all fake.
So it's the RICO is justified.
Yeah, and I want, like, can I help out? Can I put my name on a list to be like, hey, me too?
Rico, from what I understand, is like a scary term, right?
Oh yeah, because
Yeah.
basically on this
It's
this
essentially
week,
that, like, they've already built a case against you. It's not like, here's our, like, oh, we think you're, maybe we can build a case. It's like, we have looked into your organized crime. We've built a case and come with us, please.
And
But
so-
how do you do that?
So here's like the kind of back story of it. So Shein basically, I think to our U.S. government credit, they have clearly been paying attention to this business because we know how slow these motherfuckers move. The U.S. government. That means this probably got brought to their attention last year. They're like, hey, this company is causing a problem.
And they're just waiting till they have the data to do it.
Yeah, well, they're very conservative in terms of like, they got to get all the pieces right before they make a move. And I think like we talked about, so people listening to this podcast know that if you ship goods directly from China to America to consumers, anything under $800 has no duty, no taxes, no nothing. That's the loophole that they've been able to scale with. I was talking to a friend of mine who is a competitor of theirs in a major way. And he said, I'm like, why aren't you lobbying? Why aren't you doing anything? And he's like, Amazon benefits from that. There's a lot of Chinese sellers that sell on Amazon directly to U.S. consumers. Yeah. So Amazon does not want that to go away. Yeah. So he's like, in my opinion, that's never going to get changed. I was like, man, damn, they're kind of untouchable. This was 2 weeks ago. Yeah. They get hit with this RICO. Basically, the amount of trademark and copyright infringements they have done in the last 5 years is so staggering that it actually constitutes as a racketeering charge. Yeah. And I mean, historically, we know RICO was done against like the Gambino crime family.
Yeah, like the what's it? The Hoffa family?
No. That's Jimmy Hoffa was Teamsters. Teamsters.
All the old mafia guys. Also,
John Gotti.
Young Thug.
Yeah, Young Thug.
And Gunna.
Yeah, Gunna. Yeah.
But like, Gunna has the number one song in the country, though.
It's a pretty good song.
So you see, like,
I'll be honest.
You see the length of which they're looking to stop this company is pretty crazy. And
but can't you just like I guess you
stop doing it?
Like what? No, I don't. You can't. But it's just I don't know. I think the way that my frustration that I'm trying to get out that there's no way to actually, I don't think do it is like we just let them waltz in here and do whatever they want, and they don't let us do that.
Yeah.
And there's not like, oh well, this statute.
I'll give you a hot take. Shein is toast.
I hope so.
I think they're fucked.
I hope you're right, but it's just weird to me that we just let them.
They shouldn't be able to operate tomorrow.
I think they're going to go to court, and I think
like they should have to shut down operations in the U.S. until we figure it out.
You're at war with China.
We love due process and all this.
But we are at war with China.
I know, but that's not how it's being viewed at. It's not viewed as
China doesn't let Facebook and Google.
I know, but that's not. I'm just telling you.
But due process is for Americans. We know that.
Yeah,
we've seen what happened to the.
They're probably not even a Chinese entity. I bet you they're not.
They got to be, right?
I bet you they're not.
I mean,
I just wish that we would shut it down and say it's
that
a foreign
we have
actor.
TikTok and Shein and all these companies exist.
I think Shein's gonna get really taken to the cleaners here, and I wouldn't be surprised if they're banned in America.
I hope so.
But why isn't it not overnight?
Yeah, because it
just deactivate the U.S. site. You just can't sell in the U.S. until we figure this out.
Yeah,
you don't have to go by the normal.
There's no like legal. Who's suing?
This is a homeland
China's
security
suing
issue.
U.S. What's U.S. going to say?
I bet you there are political ramifications for doing that.
You think there's some lobbyist that is like a Shein insider that has the ear of McCarthy saying like, "Hey, you can't ban Shein."
No, I'm not saying you can't ban Shein. I think you have to give them the process.
Do it immediately.
But can I give you an example of something that we've tried to pull off that we can't? What? Is way gnarlier than Shein is the fentanyl problem.
Yeah.
And China sort of turns the other cheek. Whether they're in cahoots and it's all part of a plan because they know they're sending it to America and that's doing damage to America. But one of the things that we push for politically is for China to crack down on the fentanyl suppliers more harshly. And they don't.
But that's fake.
What?
That's just to placate the American public. They're not doing anything.
But why wouldn't you stop fentanyl if you're going to stop Shein? Why wouldn't you say crack down on them?
I don't know. Why didn't we go to the moon?
We didn't go to the moon.
Exactly.
So why would we stop fentanyl? TikTok the other day. I'm starting to get convinced. But you know what I'm saying? Like what I'm saying here is if you're not going to like there's nothing that the US should be more serious about than that.
It's just the powers that be. That's just how it works.
But then why would they punish Shein is what I'm saying.
Because I think it's clothes and it's stupid. So it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
So you get a win.
Why they wouldn't.
Yeah.
I'm saying
why wouldn't you punish TikTok? I still don't go why no one in the government's like, hey, we need to ban this ASAP. Let's just shut it off till we know what's going on.
We know
I
what's
think they-
going on.
I think-
That's pretty much what we did with lockdowns, COVID, right?
Here's my answer.
We shut down the country and be like, hey,
Yeah.
let's figure out what's going on, and then we can.
I have a really
institute policy.
easy answer that I think is the case, is that they don't understand it fully. They don't understand how detrimental it is. And it's bad for voting.
I actually think
Too
it's
many
that.
people like TikTok.
I don't
they know
think
that.
so.
No, I think it is.
I don't think it's bad for voting.
No.
I think that they think it is. Whether it is or it isn't, I think that is the fear. If I'm the person who took away our beloved TikTok,
Yeah.
that's going to be bad for my
it's
reelection.
Like the bad for voting, it's 2 million 50 to 6-year-old people in Wisconsin, Pennsylvania, Florida, Michigan, and Wisconsin. I don't think they care about TikTok.
I think they have more power than you think.
I think that, look, I'm not making the case of if it is or isn't bad for voting. I think that's the reason why they don't do anything about it. I think they don't fully understand it, and they are scared that it's bad for voting.
I think they understand it. I know we think they're morons, and I agree they are
just
morons.
Ever since some of those congressional fucking questionings.
But, I mean, the RICO on Shein is kind of genius. It's a genius way to take them out.
I think that I'm still waiting to see if that's just another,
It's just
like, is that
fake.
just to placate?
I don't know. Historically, when you hit a RICO, you got...
But does a RICO mean anything in China other than a random name?
So, but it may give the power to allow to block the IP address.
I mean, the founder's not even in China.
Where's he?
He's all
Undisclosed
over.
inflation.
These people aren't in China. I actually don't think this is even a Chinese entity. I don't believe it is.
I'll just look.
I bet you it's Singaporean.
If something happens here, I will be so surprised and pumped, and American exceptionalism is back. I think Barbie can make this RICO go through.
Can you imagine the fake Barbie that's on Shein right now?
There's so many fake Barbies.
Well, I mean, if you're going to do that, you should really ban Temu and Shein same time. Ban them both.
What about TikTok?
Ban
TikTok,
it. You should absolutely
I
ban
know, but
it.
I'm just I'm
love
wondering
it.
why
TikTok should be banned. I just think people love it too much.
Yeah.
It's
who
like
cares?
banning Disneyland.
I agree with you. That's why I think that's the point. I think when they sit around in their
TikTok
offices,
is so like popular.
yeah,
Like the senator that wants to ban it, his kids are like, "Dad, if you ban
you
TikTok,
fucking ban this shit. I'm
fucking
running
done
away
with America."
and I'm having sex with my boyfriend.
Yeah.
You can't stop me. I think that's the case. I think they're scared of the voters.
Yeah.
I think when you see the numbers, you're like, they're
They
gonna
did a
fucking
polling
hate
and
us.
be like, "Fuck, America loves TikTok."
Yeah,
Yeah, I think it's stupid though. We should.
I do
ban it.
too. I do too. But this will be really. I mean,
I like our views on TikTok. We're getting a lot of good views. So
oh yeah,
Well, it's about to be gone.
no, you just said it's not.
it's not gone.
I
but-
actually don't think TikTok.
So
will
if you
never
had
go.
to vote, we'll say by the end of next year, is Shein ceased operations in the U.S.?
I think Shein is. This is what I honestly think. Assuming they have 2 arms and 2 legs,
Yeah,
a leg and an arm has been chopped off.
like that. You don't know exactly what that means, but
It's
a
been
hit.
hobbled.
Yeah.
And I think if they fuck around and keep doing trademark and copyright infringements, they're going to get decimated, and they cannot control that because they leave a lot of their merchandising to the manufacturers that make their product,
Yep.
and they're not policing it.
Yep.
And they don't have the systems in place to police it. So I think it does inherently hurt them.
it's just wild that like it's that
Blatant.
fucking blatant.
Go on AliExpress. How is if we're gonna do this? Go after Alibaba.
That's
go after
my point,
Temu.
though.
Go after all of them and just clean it out.
That's what makes me feel like they won't. But maybe this will be make an example of.
Yeah.
Well, that'll be really good for a few American businesses that we know very well, and that'll be a big day.
I talked to one of those American businesses, and he was like, "I think I want to do a 40% discount on code RICO."
Yes, he's good at that.
Yeah.
He's good at those discount codes with key moments.
Yeah.
Is that it?
That's it. I gotta go to sleep.
Okay. He's finally in town for a night, so we're gonna let him get some sleep. We'll do a question on the next one.
Let's do it.
All right, guys. Thank you for listening. Have a great week. Take care.